Okay, so here we are, position round. Very, very interesting. As currently right now your leader is Bill O'Neill. He is definitely locked into the show at plus 1028. He's taking on Craig Nidifer, who is at plus 950. Brad Miller is in third at plus 907. Fourth is Rob Gottschall at plus 780. Justin Veach is in fifth at plus 729. And then very interesting with Adam Barta just 25 pins behind. The winner of that match could make the show, but look out for Jake Peters, who's at 681. He could bowl a big game and win the match, and he could also get in there. And don't count on Antonio Medina, who is at plus 641, but he's going to need to do a lot of striking if he's going to make this show.
I will say that the last time Antonio was on this pair, he had a really good look. I know that was a while ago and things have changed, but it wouldn't surprise me to see him bowl a big game on this pair. We'll keep an eye, especially on the guys that are fighting to make the top five. Adam Barta starts off with a strike on the right lane. A little bit unlucky for him and Veach bowling on 39-40, which has been the 7-10 pair all day. So we'll see if that comes into play. That could be a factor as well if one or both of those guys catch a bad break on that pair, and you see somebody like Jake Peters or Antonio go around him because of that. That's tough luck because of that of lane 40 itself. Rob Gottschall up on lane 37. Start off with a strike. A little light shaker on that one to start off with a double. Brad Miller bowling against him did start off with a spare. So Antonio makes a great shot on lane 42. Just a little bit of a blower 7 on that. Clean up his spare and hop over to 41. Got Justin Veach starts with a strike on lane 40. Once again, that's been the tricky pair all day as far as kicking the 7-10s out, so we'll see if that plays a factor.
Pete Barter's asking in the chat who's Adam bowling against. He is bowling against Justin Veach. They're on 39 and 40. Right here in front of us. Looks like Adam started with a double.
Justin's went 9 spare strike, so Adam has a slight early lead. He picks up a double, but once again, the guys have actually migrated a lot farther left today than we saw all day yesterday. And we watched 3 8-game qualifying rounds yesterday and never saw anybody get this far left at all. And with less bowlers on the pairs, the lanes transitioned a lot more today than what we saw yesterday, so it's forced everybody left. Adam up on lane 40. Bad break on a Swisher 4-pin, so
he wants to see his.
He'll make this spare and hop over to lane 39. Antonio 4-9'd on lane 41 and got just the 4-pin, so he's in an early hole against Jake Peters.
Right.
Antonio's pretty much going to have to start striking in a big way to be able to run down the guys that are in 4th and 5th place and even go around Jake, who's in 6th.
Barta currently down by 1 pin after
6
3
and 7
frames for both. Rob Gottschall just flagged a 7 after starting on the front 2, so that puts him 57 in the 3rd with an open up.
Adam rebounds with a strike in the 4th on lane 39.
Keeps it only a 1-pin game.
Rob Gottschall rebounds with a strike on lane 37 in the fourth. Brad Miller's working on a double, spare in the first, double in the second and third. He is up currently on lane 38.
Jake Peters starts with a spare and double. Justin Veach, solid 9 in the spinning pin, takes it out for a spare 3-bagger.
Brad makes one of the better shots I've seen throw all day to pick up the triple, so he has an early lead on
Rob
Gottschall trying to solidify his spot in the top 5 and maybe even possibly move up into second. So.
And Rob missing that 7 pin is going to make a big difference in the match.
You take somebody like Justin, who bowls a big game, and then maybe one of the other guys, it may force Rob to start striking a little bit more than maybe he thought he was going to have to.
Wow, Justin Ball just stopped on going through the pins. Do you see that?
Definitely has the right look out there right now.
That looked like it was through the nose or crossover, and it just stopped in front of the pocket and went straight through the pins.
I think Antonio's starting to wear down. He's starting to show some signs of his hand bothering him a little bit more, and I think he's just trying to hang on for dear life right now.
Jeff, that thumb looked horrible. I saw it in the break. It was just crazy. Adam Barta with another strike now.
Meanwhile, Brad 2-8'd over on lane 37 and makes the spare, like I mentioned earlier. Very difficult spare this week. 2-8's going across the lane. Really hard telling what your bowling ball's going to do. So. Once again, we'll be streaming live for the TV finals tonight. Tell all your friends, share it on Facebook, share it on Twitter. Go outside in the streets and yell at the top of your lungs, do whatever you got to do, but help us get up as many viewers as we can for the live streaming tonight. So.
Rob Gottschall leaves another swish 7. Isn't that the way it always works? You miss a spare, and all of a sudden it's right up in your face, waiting to shoot it again the next time?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm watching this Barta match here. I think Barta's going to get in there. That's what I'm thinking.
It's very possible.
And in order for him to get in there, can you paint the picture for us?
Well,
guys, did you have the scores there?
He's basically got to win his match against Veach because there's a 25-pin difference in that. So in order to beat, he just has to beat him, basically. That would put him at 6, even if he only beats him by 1.
If not, if he loses, he would have to beat Rob Gottschall by 51. Is that correct? Or 50?
That's
more than
70,
that. 76.
76, so 40.
So yeah, he's literally for Adam to get
pins.
in there. He's going to have to get just basically get around Veach.
Yep.
Which means Veach is going to have to stop striking. He needs to cooperate. Right now, he's not wanting to do that.
And
no, Veach spare. Yahtzee.
that works.
Rob flat 10, so he's definitely struggling on that pair. But unless something unforeseen happens, he's gonna hang on to at minimum that 5th spot.
Barta still has 258 left. Don't count him out.
No, as a matter of fact, if Rob Gottschall keeps on at the pace that he's on right now, and Barta happens to win this match on 39 and 40, both of those guys could go in.
Veach is just strike-o-matic right now.
Yes, he is.
Kind of looks like to me he wants to bowl on the TV pair tonight.
I think he does. But you know what that means? That means that they're going to want to go down and bowl on the fresh again, and I'm not sure that's a picnic for anybody.
So we'll leave this camera now just on the Barta match as Medina and Peters.
Yeah, I don't think there's any way these guys are going to be able to get there now. I think they both would have had to bowl a big game to have a chance. So
Jake Peters can still shoot 269. What kind of developments could that do in the mix?
Well, it would put him at 780 if he wins his match, and that's enough to tie what Gottschalk's got right now in fourth place. So
it is possible.
So Adam just 467 on lane 40, so that's going to really put a dent in his chances.
Yeah, 135 in the sixth now. If he gets count here, that'll put him at 144 in the seventh.
Meanwhile, Brad Miller's found a little something in the part of the lane that he's trying to play. So I tell you what, as good as he bowled on the fresh yesterday and even this morning early, I wouldn't be surprised to see him pull this out once you get to the fresh on the TV pair tonight. He's got a good strategy on the fresh, soft hand, rolls it. He definitely has what it takes to pull this out.
Rob Gottschalk up now on the right lanes, 37 and 8. Looks like 96 in the fifth frame with a spare up in the sixth. And Slow Messenger comes over and takes up the 10, so that gives him a strike in the seventh frame, 116 in the sixth. Bowling against Brad Miller, who's got a minimum 140 something in the sixth.
Still looks like Bill O'Neill will be locked into the #1 seed. He's staying clean, knighted for striking a little bit, but I don't think it's enough to make enough of a difference unless Bill comes up with a couple of nasty splits here along the line, which now that I said that, it wouldn't surprise me to see it happen.
These next two shots on lane 40 are 40 and then 39 for Veach are going to be the key for this match right here.
Gottschalk solid 9s on lane 37.
Can't put anything together over there in that pair. So Rob's leaving the door open for somebody.
Looks to me like if Veach just stays clean, he's going to have an opportunity to get around Gottschalk and maybe snag that #4 seed.
Yep.
The one thing I like about Veach, by the way, guys, is he had a pretty good score early on yesterday and still chose to re-enter, which shows that he is not complacent with the score at all. He's going to just keep bowling.
Well, right up until the very last game yesterday, wasn't he in the top 16 twice? I think his
was.
bottom score got knocked out on the very last game last night. Otherwise, he'd had 2 spots.
So he obviously likes his pattern and can match up and has been able to solidify himself today in a great position.
Well, the important thing about him getting up to that 4th seed is, it may not mean a tremendous amount, but when you can get it to where you can actually pick your lane choice in your first match, in some cases that could be the difference between winning and losing that game. If you have one lane that you like better than the other one, or if you would prefer to finish a match or have your opponent finish the match, it's always nice to be able to have lane choice at least in that first match.
Rob Gottschalk's got a maximum 216, and that's if he strikes 4 more times.
Now Veach through the face for the big 4.
If he
Brad
still
Miller
picks
is
up
bowled
one
well.
more mark, he's still going to be in the 230s.
Yeah, he's got 213 with two pins, so just another mark. You're right, Jeff, in the 230s.
Yeah, he definitely needed to stay clean to ensure moving up to the 4th spot. That could open the door for Rob to possibly sneak back to the 4th spot.
Keep in mind, Brad Miller did finish 3rd last year. He lost to Spink, and then Spink defeated Peters. So Brad Miller familiar with this tournament and the finals.
Here's the situation right now. If Rob Gottschalk strikes out, he'll finish, assuming that he's going to lose to Brad, he'll finish at plus 793. If Veach gets the 3 strikes in the 10th, he will finish at 801, so he would go around Rob Gottschalk.
So no matter what, if each gets the first 2 hits in the 10th, he locks up the 4 seed. so he will shut him out with a double in the 10th. Because it looks like he'll finish first.
Now, here's an interesting thought. Adam Barta has 234 left if he can punch out in the 10th frame. Veach would have to double
To shut him out, yeah.
Very good.
to shut out Adam Barta, and Adam Barta knows it.
And I was counting on Veach, the bonus pins there when I told you the number I just gave you as far as Veach and Gotchel. So
That should teach us never to assume, dude.
well, you know,
Let's go to Barta now.
Key shot of the day right here.
And he
That's
likes it.
beautiful.
That is
Beautiful.
huge
So that's
right
gonna-
there.
That's
Shot.
going to force a mark minimum from Justin Veach. Now, if Adam gets this one, it's going to force a double.
Did you say Mike Miniman? Oh, I thought you
Mike Maximum.
maximum. Okay.
He may still be listening. Gotcha with another half 10, so I think he's just trying to make some spares, fill some frames, and move on. It looks like he may end up being the 5th seed after all. Big shot right here for Adam Barta.
Huge shot.
Looks good. Looks good.
Oh, and he
shot.
crumples
wow,
it.
wow.
Send some shrapnel over there. Adam Barta wants to get in this step ladder. Now, it's very important for Barta to fill them all. That will force Veach to double.
Right.
If
He needs this one.
he gets 9.
We have the possibility of a tie.
Gotchel on the spare.
High possibility of a tie. Yes, sir.
Rob Gotchel 155 in the 8th with a spare up in the 9th. Possible 205 if he strikes out.
I'm sure Pete Barta is at home going crazy right now. Wishes he was here.
Brad Miller needs a mark
Push.
to shut him out.
Oh,
Carries
look at
234.
that. He ate a spinach today. That's our Popeye. And let's see what Veach has for Barta.
So right now that puts Barta at 738 with no bonus pins.
Whew, boy, here. So Adam Barta strikes out to force Veach to double.
That was a big strike for Rob Gotchel.
And unfortunately, the Jake Peters run has come to an end, but pretty still an impressive 7th place finish in an event like this. That's still pretty impressive.
Especially in a new bowling center on synthetic. So Veach, oh
my goodness.
trips the 4. Adam Barta tips over at the waist. But hey, when you're playing the right zone, you get the right ball in your hand, and you're matching up to the pattern, you know, that was right in the zone that he wanted. Maybe a little firm, maybe missed it a little bit, maybe a little bit of a tentative shot.
Well, we've noticed all day on lane 40, that's the one hit that has struck more than anything else. You know, your angle's a little bit steeper on that lane, and it's 710. So it's just getting it to face up and go forward through the pins the right way.
Here's the situation. Rob Gotchel just forced Veach to strike to make it above him. Otherwise, it's going to be Gotchel 4th and Barta 5th. This is it right here.
He needs it. It was almost the same shot that he threw before.
So Adam Barta makes it.
So he's at 768.
Ugh.
Veach is going to go 30. If he goes 33, 762.
Adam Barta makes the step ladder. Mr. Veach is out. I feel so bad for Veach and so happy for Barta.
783 for Gotchel. He's going to hold on to 4th place.
That's why this is such a great game. Who says bowling isn't a sport? It's these position rounds like this that are all so important. Adam Barta tripping that 4-pin that he did, and
And I haven't seen what's going on in the 1-2 match down there. Brad Miller just struck in the 10th. He's got
It looks to me like both guys are just kind of staying clean, not much going on. So I think Bill O'Neill is going to be your number 1 seed with Craig Nidifer being number 2.
I was wondering if Brad was going to get enough to go around Nidifer, but
We'll have to have somebody look for the scores for.
is that
for
a
the 1
possible
and 2.
236 for Miller?
Is it 246?
Is that 216 in the 9th? My eyes are fuzzy. On 38. 235.
Yeah, 235.
972 for Miller. And Nidifer had what going in? Where are we at here? 15. Nidifer had
950.
950. So depending on what's happening down there, if he loses, he have to bowl at least 222, right? Huh? Then Brad's going to go around him. Then it's going to be Brad in second place. Brad's going to go to second place. Nidifer's going to be in third place. A loss, 194, puts him in 944. It's all unofficial, folks, but it looks like it's going to be O'Neill in the first spot. Brad Miller in the second spot at 972. Nidifer in third at 944. Rob Gotchel in fourth at 783, and Adam Barta with the win in the fifth and sixth place position round match at 768 scoots into the fifth position. We'll wait for the official numbers, but that's what it looks like to me. O'Neill was in the first position in the standings to start out this game. They're saying 6:30 for the finals, striking dynamic. I think they're pretty much going to stick with that. It's 4:45 right now, and I know they have some setup to do down there still, and there's still some things that are obstacles in the way. So. I believe the contest was closest to cut for the Storm guessing earlier, wasn't it? Closest to cut?
I'm not sure if it was or not. It was. Roger's saying it was closest to cut.
All right, so closest to cut. Coach G says, I had plus 850. Everyone else was higher.
That's in my favor.
I think so. Nidifer right there and puts him in second. Now that's unofficial. I mean, I did quick math in my head, but
it looks to me like Old School Champ is your winner of the Storm jersey with plus 758. I believe that is correct. Trying to verify it. Look through here. But as far as I can tell, Old School Champ at plus 758 is your closest to the cuts. So once again, thank you all for joining us all day watching match play for the 2013 Storm IB Open. I want to thank Storm for their participation in the event, as well as Budweiser, Tropicana Lanes, and the entire InsideBowling.com crew.
we're just waiting for official confirmation on the numbers. We think that what I did here was correct, but they will have this number for us in very short fashion here, especially let the guys know who are making the show. Matt and Jeff, this was fun.
Had a blast, guys.
It sure was. This is one of the most exciting events I've ever done. I've done a few of these now with Mike and Inside Bowling, and this is just, it's
And we're
just
not
an
done yet.
amazing, yeah, it's an amazing experience.
This round is over. We'll have the official announcements of the official positions. you to come on down and be part of the show. We do have to set some things up, so we will ask everyone not necessarily to huddle down that area right now, but we will let you know when you need to do so.
That's cool. I haven't heard him say that. I'm sure that there's going to be, Bill, but I'm
So for those of you that are still joining us, make sure you're back by, say, 6:15, 6:30, somewhere in that range, to tune in for the stepladder finals that will be live on lanes 47 and 48 here. They're just setting up the set, doing a few of the things down there to make sure we've got the cameras in the right areas, so on and so forth. So make sure that you're ready to go around 6:30. Once again, tell your friends, invite everybody you know. See if we can't make the telecast as big and strong as we can possibly get it. So
Pete Barta, there you go. Somebody just posted the payouts. I was going to let him know from memory. That's what I remembered. Fifth was 1,500. First was 8,000. So
getting some love for the Barta Nation. Adam certainly performed in the 10th frame to move himself up into the stepladder finals and give himself a chance to take home the trophy and the $8,000 first place prize.
the 6:30 is Central Time. Miss Marcy. Okay. Total prize fund, I believe, if I remember right, I saw on the bottom of the sheet it was $50,000.
It was. Exactly.
That includes approximately 400 that the tournament kicked back in so that they could pay a 56th place in the tournament. The 1-to-5 ratio wouldn't have yielded that last spot, but they wanted to pay one more spot to send somebody else out of here with $500. So they kicked in about 400 extra from the tournament itself back into the prize fund, and we paid 56. We'll have official results shortly. The numbers that I was telling you were quick figuring here as we were going along, and I'm fairly confident that I didn't do anything wrong, but you know, it was a very short night last night.
And we've got those mad cows to deal with.
We do have mad cows to deal with.
Mike is now over the intercom calling the top 5 finalists down to lanes 35 and 36. I think he's going to present the stepladder finals.
And we'll
so
try to,
as he announces that, we'll bring that to you.
Yeah, we'll try to mirror it for you. I know you might hear some things over the microphones, but just so that you can make sure you hear the right stuff. Michael Cross 19 tweets to us, you're welcome for my donation, Inside Bowling Nut. PFT. House shot hero.
Guys, also keep in mind when they go bowl the TV finals tonight, they're going to be bowling on a fresh pattern again. So that could be a very interesting variable that comes into play as to how it all shakes out.
Hasn't been played on all day today either.
15th place, Dallas Baldridge. 14th place, Greg Cunningham. 13th place, David O'Sullivan. 12th place, Del Ballard Jr. 11th place, Antonio Medina. 10th place, Tommy Barish. 9th place, Anthony Pepe. 8th place, Tim Barron. 7th place, Jake Peters. 6th place, Justin Beach. He was a plus 760.
Okay, here we go. He's getting ready to announce the top 5. Adam Bart at 5th at plus 768.
In 4th position, Adam will face Rob Gottschall.
He will face Rob Gottschall. Rob was plus 783. The winner goes on to face Craig Nidifer at plus 944. The winner of that match will move on to the number 2 seed, Brad Miller, who is at plus 972. And whoever survives that match will move on to face tournament leader Bill O'Neill.